It's been a long time since I came up on here. At least it feels like it for me, because this is something that I've been doing for years and years on a regular basis. Made it kind of a habit. So, but I'm back, and I think things have changed since I came on here. Goals and stuff. You know, life just happens. Things are getting different, but I keep going. By the grace of y'all, I keep going. Though I fall down many times, I keep getting up. And, so that's what it is. And glory to the Most High. That's what I got to say. All right. So, yeah, what's good, Ali Star, DJ Rec, what's happening? Kind of curious if anybody out there bought a new MPC. These just got released on Thursday. And, of course, there was hints of it for a minute. And I was like, thinking they would pop up soon. Obviously, it's not a lot of excitement. It's nothing really big and new, other than the colorway. Of course, I love the retro colorway. We got audio, right? Hope we got audio. Chocolate Boy Swagger, what's good? Backwoods Beats, what's up? So, as far as I can tell, we got good audio. It's good to check that before you come on. Like if you ever do a live stream, for sure. Many times just talking for a few 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's wild. I mean, if I can get a confirmation in chat, I'd appreciate it. But it looks good on my end. So, as I was saying, new MPCs, retro colorway on the Key 37. That's dope. I put an MPC one link up here. I don't know if anybody's in the market. Of course, I always appreciate if you guys are trying to support the channel. Of course, you can pick one up right there that way. But I'm not trying to sell you anything. Obviously, from the title, I've gone in a different direction, and oftentimes don't go towards what's new. Sometimes I do. I have those opportunities, connection with Zounds. So of course, shout out to Zounds for always hooking me up. Guys, I returned my MPC Live 3 just because a lot of financial things just seem to be priorities. I mean, of course, I always made things work when it comes to gear. This is like aside from other important things in life, music for me is my number one priority as far as like my own personal hobbies and desires. So I always make a way. I've been through so many different pieces of gear, but as you can see, I put a post up yesterday. I don't know if you guys seen it, but you can see in the thumbnail, I bought a pretty messed up MPC Live. So taking it back to what's known as Gen 1 now, and one of the first MPCs to kind of start this new generation, though. The first one that I ever bought. And I'm not sure I think this came out simultaneously, right? The Live came out simultaneously. So I bought this because I like the different colored pads. Like I like the pad upgrade, and it has white fat pads on it. MPC stuff, there's a sticker on the bottom, so I could tell, it was done by someone who knows what they're doing. So I grabbed it intent this had a skin on it, and I peeled it up because from the pictures, it was already peeling on this side. And man, when I peeled this up, I had no idea this would happen, but it stunk terrible. Like, it actually smelled like what my kids said when I put it up to them. I asked them if they said it smelled like dookie. And that's right, it did. I think that the skin was probably on there for like a few years, probably since it was the Live was brand new. I'm thinking, that's my guess, because aside from like all the residue that's on there, the sides and all that, like it looks like it's in really good shape. Yeah, but a lot of sticky residue on there. It smelled terrible. It doesn't smell bad now. So I went through and I used some microfiber cloths, and I got most of it off. And I used this Goo Gone to work some of that residue off. As you can see, it's still on there. But I'm just a little bit scared to get in between the cracks, because when I first got it, I just kind of started cleaning it up with like some baby wipes and some alcohol, some isopropyl rubbing alcohol, and some of the liquid must have got in the cracks of the pads, And then so pad 3, 7, and 8 were completely dead. They weren't dead, but they weren't triggering. And then when I would hit note repeat, I think what was happening, it was like sending a constant message. So when I hit note repeat, these pads would just trigger automatically without touching them. And so I had to let it air out for like a day and a half, and then the functionality started coming back. So that was kind of a concern. And then also, like, when you start to clean up this residue, it balls up, and then some of that goes in there. So that could be another possibility, is that the sticky residue is going down in the cracks, and then it's like triggering the sensors like constantly or something like that. I don't know. It was most likely the alcohol or the liquid from the moisture from the baby wipes, because it has dried out and now seems to be working pretty well. So yeah, and so I got this plan I bought it because I like the white pads and I planned on getting skin. So I designed a skin the other day, just waiting for payday to come around so I can pick it up. And this is the skin that I got. Designed it myself a little bit, and did it over on Style Flip. So I hope this is sitting in my cart and I can still purchase it, but it's been there for a couple days. And I decided to go with this rhythm and poetry concept because I'm trying to focus on songwriting, so I think that's inspiring. And then I use ChatGPT to help me just make these squares, right? So I just make me a square, an outline, and then, I cut it out from a black background, so it was a clear background, and just laid those on top, stretched it out a little bit, placed them there, and just went with this black denim color, which I think looks pretty dope. I think it's going to look doper when it finally gets applied. So I'm excited about that one. Make this thing look a little bit cleaner. And yeah, so here we are. What's good in the chat? This is going to be like a kind of a carefree one. I'm gonna pull up some samples and just play some samples, possibly. Just dig for things digitally on samplet.io. That's what I was doing yesterday. I was cleaning up my browser because I've got a folder that's just called Vynil dig samples, and I just had a bunch of folders with artist names, and then inside I had loops, and then I had like another folder for like drums and stuff. But I decided to clean that up and just reorganize it. I like doing that every once in a while. After a while of like things getting kind of like, does that happen to y'all? Like your browser, your SD card folders just become like really messy and all that? I feel like it can be inspiring just to like clean up, just as it is like in your physical space. I also did that recently. It helps clear the mind. And yeah, so man, hold on a second. It looks like I got a phone call coming in. So I don't know what's so important right now. All right, let me meet this out, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Just had to make that call. I should have just reframed this a little bit. What's good with y'all? Anybody going for any of these new MPCs? They're gonna work. So what are the specs on these new MPCs? Is pretty much the same, like processor as the Live and the XL, correct? And then we got but they got 4 gigs. Why is this doing this? 4 gigs instead of 8 or 16. Gary Young, what's good? Still have my MPC live, but it needs a motherboard, allegedly. Is that even possible? I don't know. I don't know a lot about internal electronics. I haven't dared to try to open one of these up. That's why when I see, like, if I'm in the market for a used MPC, yeah, I'll look for the one with the pads on it, because I don't like the black pads. I don't know. It's just like a visual thing, and also I think they get dirtier. They apparently get dirtier, and you got to clean them up more often. I just don't like. I'm always like cleaning the screen and all that. So I like the fat pads, the look of it, and the feel of them. Different colored ones. I think that's kind of dope about what they did with the new MPC 1 G2 is that it's what I've been saying is like if they're gonna keep putting out the MPCs with the black finish on them, put gray pads on them, and they did that with the blue MPC too. So that's pretty dope. Crazy Rabbit, what's good? You know what? I did put an oscillator on the drum on a drum program. Notice you can do that, so that's kind of interesting, but I haven't explored it too much. How you liking it? I'm trying to see what's offered with the Live 3 like instruments and stuff. You get like pretty much all the instruments that you would get, like the ones that were initially released, like the Fabric Collection, the pianos, the organs, the studio strings, the OPX4. I think that all comes with the Live 3. And then I've heard that the Key 37 also comes with like 12 or 13 instruments, and then like the one comes with like 10. So you get I think you're getting a lot of the original ones. So I think they're less trying to make money off of those now at this point, and they're just focusing on selling the other ones. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's part of the reason why I wanted the Live 3 is because with the new acquisition, seeing some of the moves that they've been making, the leaks with the Spitfire stuff, and that just came out. I downloaded them on here. I guess that would be a good reason to get them, or to get like a Live 3, possibly the 4 gig new G2 models of the Key 37 and the MPC 1, because I don't know. Let me see if I can show you how slow this is. Let me know if anybody else has tried this. Let me change this MIDI track to not a key group, but a plugin, and then go to my sounds and go over to the Spitfire intimate strings. So if I want to load something up, you can see how slow it is. Like you can probably like put a few instances in if you really like these sounds. They're pretty dope. If you like them, put them in like a template, and then you don't have to worry about the load times really. And if you don't mind this, and I don't know, I haven't tried loading up more than one instance, but it seems like a pretty where's the sound at? Pretty long load time, especially compared to some of the other instruments in here. So like if I did like the studio strings, which I have as well, I believe I might not have downloaded them yet. Yeah, studio strings. Like this is quicker, and this was even part of the reason why I didn't like using these instruments is the load times. And it's kind of, compared to the intimate strings, it's not really nothing. But yeah, so if you have a new MPC, this is probably not much of an issue with the new processor and the RAM and all that. See, it's still loading. It's probably like 10 seconds to load one of these. But yeah, I'm not super heavy on instruments, using instruments. I'm more sample based currently at this point in my life, so not a super big deal. I don't know. I mean, I guess the workaround is just key groups, you know. We're taking some of those and auto sampling them into the MPC, like resampling them. You know, I was looking at MPC stuff. That's crazy, bro. I was thinking that you can buy every single part of an MPC sample and build your own. MPC stuff has got like pretty much all the parts. But I was wondering how much would that actually cost you? Is that costing you the same price? Is it more? Is it less? At your age, you fall down. It takes a minute to get back up. I feel you too, man. I'm talking more like, I know you playing with me, but not just physically. What about the Pro Pack? I've been hearing that the Pro Pack is, you still got to buy it for the one, so you don't get it. But I think there's a discount where it's like half off. Yeah, Gen 1 plugins and Gen 2 now. Everyone paying for Gen 2. I mean, eventually, I know when Contact comes out, I'm going to be super tempted to like get a new MPC. But, man, I'm still the live. Honestly, when I'm honest with myself, I don't need a lot of things. And this is another kind of struggles because I love gear and I get gas all the time. Oh, so, and when something new comes out, it's going to be tempting. But honestly, I've got the most done with the MPC Live, and I feel like I should honor that because like I started this whole YouTube channel based off of on the back of an MPC Live, pretty much, before I really had any like direct communication with Zounds, before they even had a program like that where I could get stuff like the Key 37. I had the opportunity to try an MPC XSE, which I probably never would have ever bought myself because they're just damn expensive. And it's not something that really fits my lifestyle, my space, and my time. I got an MPC Live when it first released, man. I jumped on. I was like, yeah, this is a great idea. Let me grab one of these. I know about MPCs. I can pick it up pretty easy and make videos on it, and that helped the growth of the channel. So that is something to honor. And now I've progressed so much where I can actually finish songs, and I've done that on the MPC Live because of its portability and just because of what it is. So there's something about that. So yeah, I'm pretty eager about getting my skin and putting it on there and personalizing it because I've always bought skins, and I've done some on Style Flip, but I've mostly bought them from other people's designs. Like there's an 808 skin, the retro skin, like the 2000 XL skin. I've made like just a plain one, but just putting the rhythm and poetry on there is something else. And the reason I go with that, well, the initials on my name are RAP, but also, and I put a tattoo on my arm. It's the only tattoo I got. It seems kind of silly now, but yeah, when I first started doing like vocal content on the channel, I was just doing this like talking head, just view on my face, and I was like, I wrote raps that I would do over like popular beats. And I called that series Rhythm and Poetry. So that's what kind of got me started on here, actually, getting comfortable sharing music on that level, not just the instrumentals. So, yeah. But like I said, man, of course there's going to be some temptation. I got two other MPCs. I got the sample, and I just got this back, and it is a beautiful machine. It's my second favorite piece of gear, has been for a long time, for making music and coming up with song ideas. But I'm at this place where it's like, I don't need this. I don't need the MPC sample. And if anybody's in the market for an MPC sample, I don't know if they're still like, are they still back ordered on most stores? So keep a lookout for my channel on my community posts. I'm going to put my MPC sample up on eBay. I have to say it with certainty because I don't necessarily want to. And this is, it's hard to say. I'm going to put this up on eBay too. I really don't want to. I don't, because I've done this before, right? And this is probably my third 4.4 Mark II. It's got the MPC 2500 old school 2000 XL style knobs on it. Curry case, dust cover. So Wes Curry just sent this back to me. He doesn't quite have a design for a stand yet, I don't think. But yeah, he had it for a while, and he also sent me, let me just show you guys. Shout out to Wes Curry, because he made this to me, and he gave it to me for free for I guess like letting him borrow the SP so he can work on a design for the 4.4 Mark II. But there's like a dust cover that he made as well for the MPC sample. I'm not sure exactly how much they go for. I bought them for like the Live 2 and the 4.4, and I think they're around $50. But yeah, that's an acrylic dust cover. But yeah, that's gonna go up, man. I can't keep this, and it's not necessarily about the money. It's about the focus, you know. Although I could use the money and put it towards something else, and just trying to find some balance in life. And this has been the most productive machine for me. So I want to just get to writing music. But I mean, if they do make another, I doubt they're gonna make another. It doesn't seem like they're making MPCs more portable. Like this is still gonna be the most portable one, unless you get an MPC one and just add a battery to it. So I guess that's always an option in the future to get a Gen 2. And I do want to. A new goal of mine is to like start making song concepts and reaching out to artists. I'm not gonna try to reach out to like like big industry artists. Like I don't care for that exactly, but it's a nice idea, I think, as a challenge for myself, because I would be making beats outside of my normal kind of realm of what I make for myself, you know, and just challenge myself to different types of styles and ideas, and then still writing hooks, and I can still stick to that mentality, because I'm just bored with the whole, and that's like, I mean, to each their own, you know, of just making. I hate to just put the word "just" in there, to making instrumentals without vocals, you know. So at least putting a hook on it, I feel more fulfilled in that, you know, coming up with an idea. And eventually having those instruments, easy access to them, if they bring out Contact on with the NI acquisition, would be really nice to have in a standalone device. But I'm gonna try to stay as focused as I can, and balanced as I can. Focus on other things, get my mind all right and all that. So, because I've been falling off for a minute here. I haven't heard the word dookie in a minute. Yeah, straight from the kid's mouth. Make keygers from the new oscillators. Yeah, I gotta check it out. Yeah, I've heard of the upgrade on. 1 second, y'all. Let me take a quick little break. You can change the RAM on Gen 2s. Get a mobile phone shop to do it. Oh, really? Mobile phone shop? That's an interesting thought. Do you think that would be enough to get these? Let me get this back on. I was trying to preserve some of the battery. Do you think that would be enough to actually run these, or is the processor that's upgraded also significant in like loading some of these instruments? All good, Crazy Rabbit. I'm about to start the woodwork stands, man. You're gonna start woodwork stands? Yeah, I've seen that work you're putting in. What are you gonna start making stands for exactly? Let me 10 on point. My custom mixer was successful, so gonna get into the woodwork properly. That's what's up, man. All respect for finding the path that works for you. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I think finding the path is a lot of just like based off walking on faith, right? I mean, I'm still finding it, still looking for it, but you got to keep moving. I hate to feel like paralyzed and not doing nothing. I think you need a piece of gear that's always there so you can focus on, or simply not be leaving the flow. Not the live one, can't add RAM to that. Oh, okay, really? Let me see. A piece of gear that's always there. I mean, I guess that's the live. I don't know what else that would be from your perspective. I mean, like I said, I before the MPC sample come out, I was like making a big deal about wanting an MPC Live 2 mini version. Kind of like they did with like the PS2, was it? They just made a smaller version of it, just shrunk it down. That would have been dope. That'd still be dope. But it doesn't seem like that's something that they're doing. They made the MPC sample and I was geeked about it, but now I really don't have much interest in it. SimCity, what's up? How you doing, man? Yeah, I've kind of lost interest in it. Like when I sat down, I recorded a hook to it and that worked pretty well. And it sounded good and all that. And even using a mic built in, I did some like vocal ideas. But then when I was like trying to wrap my head around doing a full verse in it, and like I've said many times, like to me, it's a piece of gear is more about like the process of being able to do and having the tools to be able to just do the whole songwriting process and write good music. That's my priority over like having a perfect mix. So even if it doesn't have all the insert effects in it, you know, I'm good as long as it has the tools to get that done. So that's where I lost interest. And even a 4/4 would probably work better at that, just because of the way the resampling works. With the MPC sample, it's cool because you can do the wait for sequence to come around, and that's great for a hook. But if you got like a 16-bar verse, you're waiting 16 bars to play before you can record a verse. And I'm sure there's other ways around it. But if they just added like a loop track on that, like an audio one single one, I would definitely keep that. It would be more interesting to me. But for that reason, I've lost interest, you know. It's definitely convenient, super lightweight. You don't even feel it on your back when I'm taking it to work. So, but this is, I guess, the next best thing and better in a whole lot of ways, as y'all know. Well, I think you need a Gen 2 1. It suits you so much. Be up to par with plugins and options. Yeah, maybe that'll happen. Maybe a used one will pop up, but I just got to get things on point. You know, there's still a lot I can do with this, and I could just work with key groups and stuff and instruments outside of it. I could make my own key groups out of the virtual instruments on the iPad, stuff like that. Or I could even get some of these instrument string ones right now if I wanted to, unless there's some kind of a like safeguard inside of there to keep people from doing that. But last time I checked, there isn't. 706 or Rick, what's good, man? I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you. How do you record your vocals with your live? I see you making full songs with MPC only. I want to try that. Yeah, and I wanna get better at making that content. That's something that comes out periodically where I'm like, I had a period where I was like, I'm just making MPC vocal content, and I always like drift away and then start doing other stuff. I think I'm gonna be less hard on myself on exactly what I'm doing. If I want to do a tutorial, if an idea comes up, then I'll do that. You know, if I want to optimize getting viewership, because strategically I want people to hear my music, then I'll do that. Like, for example, I had another MPC live like a few months back when the Live 3 came out. I was like, oh, I'm getting the Live 1. I was like, I'm going the other way. And I made like a Ninth Wonder video, and that shit hit really well. Like, you know, got over 10K views, bunch of likes and all that. That's good for the channel, and that's helpful, man. We can't, like, if you're doing content, or if I'm talking to y'all and you're from the perspective of you're not really interested in making content, because I know there's a lot of opinions. People like just think people are doing shit for clicks and this and that, and you know, I mean, come on, you know, you gotta do some things strategically, and I don't want to be like a sellout. You know, I don't feel right with just doing stuff just because it makes me money, right? Like, I've denied so many or just ignored so many like AI videos or AI like music things that they're trying to offer me money, and I just like, no. And I'm not completely against using AI and all that to generate stuff, samples. Like, I've messed with it. I even bought OpenBeat, and y'all know about OpenBeat right at this point. But OpenBeat is ass. Like, it's some of the stuff is okay, but it doesn't work the way that I've seen, you know, YouTubers demonstrate it. Maybe I'm just retarded. Sorry to say it, but the way that I've used it, like, the reason I got it, the reason it was interesting was to be able to like record your own audio and your voice in it and then get something back. But every time I do it, it doesn't bring in nothing. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm just terrible at singing. I had my wife singing to it, and I played it back, and she looked perplexed too. I was like, this is no good. This doesn't even sound anything like what she did. And but you can use that thing. There's some other cool things on there like that I want to get into, like the audio to MIDI. That could be useful. And then there's just regular prompt music generators on there, and it makes stuff that sounds like musically good, but the audio quality sounds like an MP3 or worse to me. Anyways, so, but I've had some other companies hit me up. There was one that was called like MPC, MPC. I forget what it was, but they're offering me money, or they're asking me what I would, charge, and I'm just like, well, I've never done that. So, but anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. What am I saying right now? I want to write music. I want to go live. I want to make videos. I want to make videos that are optimized so that there is viewership on my channel, so that my songs don't get, 2 views. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that exactly, right? I don't know how to market any other way. I'm definitely not going to be making TikToks with dances for songs that I make, My music can't even be danced to, I don't think. Yo, I traded my Live 2, got the sample, and have the OG X. The sample is super portable, and I felt like the X was a better piece to keep. Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Especially if you're mostly making beats and instrumentals. Like the song that I was referring to that I try to record in the MPC sample, it's dope that you can just plug in a USB cable and then load that in here, and then it's perfectly plays back. So most definitely, if you have like the X, that's great to have in the studio, and then you have something simple for ideas, especially if you're not like doing the bulk of your work and you just, want to feel inspired and chop something up real quick on a sample and then bring it home. And that's a wise move for sure. But having the live and then this is portable. It's really not that bad to carry. It's not that bad. So it's kind of pointless for me to start something on here and then, bring it here when I can just take this around and I can put that money towards something else. I'm actually looking at like a small microphone so that I can bring with me with this. Yo, I traded my Live 2, got the sample. Yeah, okay, I read that. The USB-C port is a great upgrade to these machines. I think it's pretty cool for sampling, and I try to get that to work while I was at work so that I can do live streaming. And I think it's kind of ass the way it's set up, honestly. And I had 2 issues with it. The routing, okay? Although I saved a little template that I would use at work that had a specific routing, because you'd have to send it. You have to send all your tracks through submixes and then your submixes through sends so that you can actually hear them while they're being recorded to, for me, my cell phone when I was doing a live stream. So there's all that. And then the sync, I had a sync issue. I don't know if anybody's had this issue. If you guys try to make videos with the USB-C, the sync was bad. Like it just went off. Like I did a live stream at work. It was good at the intro and then it just drifted off. That's unusable. I'm not the kind of person that wants to record separate audio, especially if you're in a live stream. That doesn't work. If you're making a video, maybe you can do that in post, but it's not something that I ever wanted to do in post. That's why I had to optimize things so everything is efficient as possible so that I would continue doing this for an extended time, for years, right? Otherwise, I probably would have quit a long time ago. So yeah, I had the same issue with the MPC sample and the Live 3 where there's just the sync of the audio and the video was off. Uh, 706 Rick, what's good? I've been good. Got a couple beats on my page. I'm trying to get it together on my OBS. Doesn't work on my laptop for some reason, and I heard that CapCut owns all your stuff if you use them. Really? Yeah, well, I can only recommend what I know and what I use. And if you want to try, if you got a decent mobile phone which most of us have, you know, smartphones, iOS or Android, app called CameraFi Live. You can plug in audio interfaces, USB cameras, and just go into your mobile phone, use your mobile network. That's what I'm doing currently. I definitely recommend it because it's efficient, man. It's like you can do it anywhere. You could, I mean, if you got like a Live 2, even if you want to just do something, like I'm not completely against just using a built-in speaker just to get some, just to be active, you know, just use the built-in speaker. You could just use your phone, press go live, and there you go. I was on that MKII website and sales doesn't make sense. You can't get an expansion or instrument. So basically it's no sale. I was going to back and forth with support about. There's something wrong with their downloads and sales. What's the name of the app? CameraFi Live. CameraFi, F-I, space live. Yeah, so that's completely free to use with a watermark that'll say CameraFi Live. If you pay into it, I don't know, maybe it's like $11 more a month, and it removes the watermark, and then you get stuff like I guess the main reasons for me as I get that, and then the default like description. So like every time I go live, if you go into YouTube Studio, you have what is it called? Let me see if I'll pull it up. I can show you too. So right here on the side, if you go down to the settings, you have upload defaults. And right here, you can have a default title, and then you can have a default description, so you don't always have to make one. So with CameraFi Live, if you got the free version, this doesn't pop up. It just says CameraFi Live right here in the description. But yeah, if you pay for it, you get this. I guess those are the main benefits. I'm sure there's some other ones, like probably resolutions. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a cool app. So like also if you have enough space on your phone or whatever device you're using, it'll do like there's a setting where you can backup record everything. So it'll record everything to your phone, and you have like a file of the live stream that you could chop up if you wanted to. So check it out. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we got going here. I wanted to start sampling some stuff, but I do need that AdSense. Be nice. But that's all right. If you guys are appreciating the chat and the hangout, which I am, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, because I'm about to throw out my AdSense here, just playing some stuff on what's it called? Samplet.io. Sample some stuff up. I think that sounds pretty dope. I'm gonna get this angle, and then we'll do like a picture-in-picture. One thing I wish I could do with this CameraFi Live app is do like a screen. Maybe there's a way, but right now I'm kind of like this right here. Got to sign in here. So what are you guys using to sample lately? You been using this? This has been the most efficient thing for me, and I think it resembles digging the most because it's kind of random, you know? And then it's super efficient, not having to buy a bunch of records and then there's nothing on them to sample. I don't know what, this has got a lot of cool stuff. I'm not sure. I might have to come back to it. That's cool. I think I will miss the stem separation that was on the live. Cause it just on the live 3 it was a lot nicer. But we'll see. I gotta mess with it in here. My phone might start overheating. Dang. Let me see if I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna see if I can find another charger. Charging my phone, my fan. Alright, there we go. Maybe I'll keep streaming for a little while with the fan charging. So that is another thing to keep note of, though. Like when I do live stream from this phone here, is it overheats. But I have a lot of things connected to it, and that is part of it. I have like a whole video switcher. What else? I got like a mouse. And I think that's it. I mean, that's all it takes. And just live stream for a good 40 minutes, and then the phone starts to overheat. So that's why I got this gaming phone camera. I mentioned it every once in a while when someone comes up in here and talks about streaming, or they're interested in doing it. I don't really have the issue when I'm recording a video. That's, I guess, maybe because it's less CPU intensive to do that. I don't know. But yeah, let me play some more stuff. This sounds cool. Hold up, folks. Well, see, it's just kind of unpredictable how much time I'll have. My family's popping up. Why you gotta do that? Well, this is cool, but let me go ahead and just pause it. Maybe I'll be able to spare my AdSense on this one since the family's coming home, and just cut it short. I can cut the end of it off. Yeah, check it out, 706. Check it out. See what you can do. Just get active. Start doing something. Not that you're not. I mean, it's just good to have an online presence. And hi, Bella.
Hi.
And it's the new poor man's copyright. You know, you got proof that you're making certain stuff. So yeah. All right, there's the family. I guess I'm gonna jump off of here and just do this sampling to myself and spare myself some AdSense. We'll see. It most likely someone's gonna claim it. But yeah, been a good kick it. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, peace till the next one. Everyone trying to steal the spotlight.